Today class we are going to talk about why eating healthily is so important. First off, we're going to watch this short video that states facts about eating healthily and what eating unhealthily can lead to.
Here are a few hard facts. Obesity now affects 17% of all children and adolescents in the United States. That's triple the rate in 1980.
And if these figures are true, the health risks are also real. Young people who are overweight often lack energy, get out of breath easily, have trouble keeping up with their friends, and feel uncomfortable in their clothes.
The possible long-term effects are even more serious. People who are overweight in their youth are more likely to be overweight as adults. And study after study has shown that this puts them at risk for diabetes, heart disease, high blood pressure, and other diseases.
Some doctors are saying obesity will soon rival smoking as a leading cause of preventable deaths in our society. But somehow, for many of us, such messages don't sink in.
One reason for this might be that we live in what some people refer to as a toxic environment. Toxic because of its hazardous effects on our health.
This environment makes exercising properly and eating sensible, nutritious foods more difficult. For example, drive down most major shopping streets or go to practically any mall and you'll see many, if not most, of the major fast food chains.
They provide an enticing way to eat out cheaply and quickly without the bother of cooking and cleaning up. They also provide an unprecedented access to a poor diet that lacks a proper balance of healthy foods.
Not only do we eat out more frequently, but when we do eat out, the portions we're served are much larger than in the past. In 1955, for example, there was only one size for McDonald's fries, 2.3 ounces, or 210 calories.
Today, a large portion of fries weighs 5.4 ounces and equals a whopping 500 calories.
And McDonald's is hardly alone in this trend. The sizes of everything, from candy bars to burgers to sodas, has grown in similar proportions. Listen to nutritionist Ellie Krieger.
One of the big problems is that we're constantly confronted with huge portions that are often double what our parents and what our grandparents have had in the past. And there's a study that shows that when you have a large portion of food in front of you, you tend to eat more. If you have a small plate in front of you, you tend to eat less. And actually, you don't feel more satisfied eating more food. It's just simply having that much in front of you makes you eat more.
Now we're going to take a more in-depth look into why it is so important to eat healthily and what we can do to change our eating habits. So obesity, more than 1/3, 34.9% or 78.6 million of US adults are obese. 16.9% of children ages 2 to 19 were obese in 2012 and 31.8% were either obese or overweight. Obesity can lead to a number of life-threatening diseases. What can obesity lead to? Heart disease, strokes, type 2 diabetes, certain types of cancer, and like the video just mentioned, very high blood pressure. So food portion sizes. Over the last 20 years, food portions in restaurants have doubled or tripled in America. The average American consumes 1,595 more calories a day than what the average consumed 20 years ago. If we put that into perspective, over the course of a year, we're consuming 500,000 extra calories. So here's just a look at the sizes that have changed over 20 years. So when people used to go to the movies, they would get this size of popcorn compared to what we get now, which is almost double the calories. For instance, a bagel used to be 3 inches in diameter to what we now have is 5 to 6 inches. And burgers used to be extremely small compared to what they are these days. And the size of an original Coke bottle used to be 8 ounces, but now all our bottles are 20 ounces or more and 242 calories. What can we do to cut down on portion sizes? We can bring a healthy lunch to work or school so that we are not eating out all the time. Cut back on cheeses and chocolate. Substitute a salad instead of fries. If we need a snack during the day, we should eat fruit instead of sweets. So here we can take a look at a plate. So vegetables, fruit and vegetables, and then our bread, rices, potatoes, our saturated foods should take up most of our plate. And as we go down to the bottom, it should be sort of divided equally, but sugars and fats being smaller. So we have our meat, fish, eggs and beans and other non-dairy sources of protein. And then we have our milks and dairy foods, which are milks and cheeses and along the yogurts and along those lines. And then the smallest part should be our foods and drinks with high fat and sugar. So 10 benefits to eating healthily. You'll be more productive. You'll be happier. You'll be less stressed. You'll control your weight. You'll eat less. You'll think it tastes better. You'll age better. You'll be healthier all around. And you'll save money. 6 tips for healthy eating. Base your meals on starchy foods, which are your rices, your potatoes, your breads. We should eat lots of fruit and vegetable. Eat more fish. Cut down on saturated fat and sugar. Eat less salt. Get active and be healthier weight. Don't skip breakfast. So class, I hope that you have learned a little bit more about why it is so important to eat healthily. We're going to go into more depth later on in class about keeping our own healthy eating and writing down what we eat each day and exercise we consume.